to another episode of Undoctored with me, Pooja Avasti. Our expert today is Dr. Bela Kamboj, who specializes in cornea, cataract, and refractive surgery. Dr. Kamboj, welcome so much to the week. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Pooja.
So, Dr. Kamboj, is it true that the eyes offer a complete reading of the soul? They are a mirror to the soul?
Well, in addition to being a mirror to the soul, it also acts as a mirror to a lot of processes which are going on in the body.
Right.
So it is one of the only places where we can actually see the inside of the eye with our own eyes without doing any extra investigation. And due to the blood vessels and the nerves that we can actually visualize, we can predict or tell about a lot of conditions uh, of the body. Like a lot of people who have diabetes, we are the first to diagnose them when they come for a regular checkup or for their surgeries. A lot of hypertensive changes can be seen. A lot of cholesterol levels of the bodies can be predicted while seeing the eyes. A lot of side effects, old um, trauma that has occurred in some parts of the body, these can be predicted. These can be seen actually once we are examining the eyes.
Right, right. Now, what does a healthy eye look and feel like?
Healthy eye doesn't necessarily mean that a person who's using glasses has an unhealthy eye. No, that is a misconception. The healthy eye means that you have normal vision. That is a 6-6 vision is described as for distance is described as normal, and an N6 vision is described as normal for near. This may or may not be with, this may be with or without glasses. Okay, so a lot of uh, employers desire 6-6 vision with or without glasses or contact
Right.
lenses. So a healthy eye would mean that you have a 6-6 vision. A healthy eye does not mean that you do not use glasses. Using glasses and still having a 6-6 vision is what is important.
Right. So, is it possible that the age of my eyes is lesser than the biological age of my body? Or conversely, it is much more than the biological age of my body?
It does happen, especially since I am on the issue of using glasses, which is like the most common thing that is seen. A lot of people, we know that everybody close to 40 years of age is going to require glasses, okay, for reading. A few people require it at a later stage because they are either not using their eyes to that effect. Means if a person doesn't really have to do a lot of reading work, they can still delay the use of these glasses. It can be delayed, but then it comes one day. Okay.
Mhm.
But that day may be like 45 years of age or even 48 years of age in some. There are some eyes which are made as such that they would require reading glasses earlier than the age of 40. So again, till you are able to read the fine print, what we call as N6, that is no disease. That is normal aging process like whitening of hair. Some people have it earlier in life, some people have it a little late.
So, all of us are going to get glasses at some point in life,
All
sooner
of us
or later.
surviving would get glasses, would get cataract some point in life, definitely.
Right. So you mentioned glasses, and a lot of marketing now talks about blue ray glasses, which are better for us and they provide rest and respite to the eyes. What is the science behind it, or is it just pure marketing?
Well, it is a lot of it is pure marketing. Uh, it is being advised for people who are using screens, laptop, your telephone. The easiest thing when you're using a screen, you have the capability of increasing or decreasing the brightness. That's to adjust the contrast. So all these blue glasses, ray glasses, gray glasses, all these are actually doing the same thing.
Right.
So we can just do that by increasing or decreasing the brightness of our own screens. They are not really very helpful. They are helpful in some conditions. Like if you are having glare while driving, anti-glare is going to help.
Mm-hmm.
But for a normal eye, anti-glare does not make any sense. It is the same as using salt in toothpaste or using shampoo which has oil.
Okay.
So oil and shampoo cannot go together. Okay,
Right.
one is used to cleanse the other. But that's how marketing is done, I think.
So you mentioned using anti-glare glasses if one feels glare while driving. What are the other kinds of glasses which are necessary, which are not vision glasses, but we may consider using in everyday life?
So the most important glasses which I would suggest and which a lot of people don't use is sports. While playing tennis, while playing ball sports, especially, there is a big risk of the ball hitting the eye, and we see a lot of trauma because of that. And there are a lot of sports grade glasses which are available, which have a very wide vision so that your field of vision is also not affected, but they are protective to the eye, especially in sports like badminton, tennis. All those who are not playing it really professionally but are playing it um, as a means of exercise or healthy health, I think that is one thing which needs to be used, which is lacking. They need to use it.
Right.
Another glasses is while doing welding, grinding. All these people also tend to come with injury to their eyes, something going into their eyes, flying into their eyes. So just protective glasses. We see a lot of construction work going on. उनकी आँख में things fall into their eyes. So simple thing is to use any glass, any glasses. Special protection glasses are available as well, which are not very expensive. But they cost from like 30 rupees to say 500 rupees and are freely available. Night driving glasses are there. Some people have a lot of glare while night driving. So there are night vision glasses which are yellowish in color and give you better. It um, gives you clearer vision by blocking the glare of the light. Then when you're out in the snow and all, you need Polaroid glasses for the heat and sunglasses, of course. So while you're out into the sun, otherwise you tend to be squinting the eyes. So not just to screen yourself from the sun, but for cosmesis as well, I would suggest sunglasses so as to not have wrinkles, as
Right.
to delay the appearance of wrinkles around the eyes.
So sunglasses are often, as you said, they are often used just for fashion purposes. But are there some
Mm.
points that we should bear in mind while choosing our sunglasses, particularly in terms of the kind of coverage that the glass is providing? And it's not like a very small thing just over the eye.
Huh. A very small thing most likely would be just a fashion statement. Uh, a, a larger glass which would block entry of light into the eyes is what would be important. Again, how much of sunlight a person goes into or is going to be in sunlight would depend whether you need a Polaroid component to that or you need darker glasses. But that is really not important. As far as direct light is not going to your eyes is what is important in sunglasses.
Right. Now, does the eye shape have any role to play in the health of the eye or in how good our vision is?
Uh, the eye shape and size both have a role to play uh, in actually determining the power of the eye. How much would be the power of the glasses? So, considering the size first, if the eye is too small, a person would be requiring glasses both for near, so plus glasses would be required. And myopia, that is unable to see for distance, people usually have larger eyes. So those are correct. That is called myopia, and you require glasses to see clearly for distance. Then there are some diseases which occur because of the change in the shape of the most anterior, most external part of the eye, which is the transparent part called cornea. And there are diseases most commonly seen as keratoconus, which then has to be corrected using specialized contact lenses or some surgical treatments.
So, how does this manifest itself, doctor?
Inability to see clearly even with glasses,
Right.
and frequent change in the power of glasses with strange cylindrical errors.
Okay.
So, in spite of whatever glasses are given to the person is not able to see clearly. So, that is when consultation is essential.
Is there also a technical difference between vision and power?
Yes, there is. It is an absolutely different thing. So, vision is what I said. How much you are able to see is your vision,
Right.
and with what correction or with what glass you are able to see is the power.
Okay.
Okay, so I may be 6'6" without using any glasses, which is normal. I can be 6'6", that is my vision, with a power of -2 diopters. So -2 becomes my power.
Right.
And how much I can see using that power is my vision.
Right. So, in different age groups, what are the most common problems that Indians exhibit, and particularly in your own experience of practice?
So children, nowadays screening has started in schools, but the awareness amongst teachers is also there. Children are being picked up early if they have power in their eyes, which is a very good thing, because even if the child is unable to see clearly with the glass power that we are prescribing also, that is a moldable age. Up to the age of 8 or 10 years, there are lots of exercises which can be done to increase the vision. So even by while with the use of glasses, some children are unable to read the entire vision chart that is there, unable to have the 6/6 vision. But before the age of, if they come to us before the age of 8 to 10 years, we can still try and mold their vision so as to increase it to 6/6. The use of screens has a big role to play, because children are unable to see the television, or they go very close to see the television. That is one sign when you should actually get them examined, because probably they are unable to see the television from a distance, so they are going close.
Right.
Another thing is they are unable to see the board in schools, the blackboard. And nowadays there is this whiteboard also, the smart boards that are there. So they are unable to see the board. So that is when the teacher picks them up, because they have to sit in front to be able to see. If they sit on the last few seats, they are unable to see the board. So these are the two things which uh, get the children early to the doctor,
Right.
so that anything can be diagnosed and treated at that age. Then, in the taboo of using glasses still exists a lot in our country, especially in female. So, marriageable age group people, a lot of females don't use glasses, and even when they come after marriage, they are unable to see. They still don't want us to tell the entire to tell the family that they have this power for a long time. They manage their work, because mostly they would be working inside the house, and that they will be able to manage with the powers. So I think that should not be a real taboo. You are actually hampering the development of the girl because she's unable to see clearly. But I think that will go with time. And in old age, cataract, and still the myth remains that we need to allow the cataract to mature to be able to do the surgery well. Those were old techniques when we had to take out the cataract as a whole. So the harder the cataract was, the easier it was to take it out as a whole. But now the technique of surgery is to remove the cataract through a very small hole, so that it heals very uh, fast, and the person is able to resume their normal activities as soon as possible. And we are able to give them glasses if required as soon as possible. So we don't want the cataracts to mature, because we are going to break them into small pieces inside the eye and then suck them out. So the harder the cataract, the more energy will be required to break those pieces, and the more damage will be causing to the eye. So as as and when the person feels that it is hampering their work, their normal day-to-day activities, is when cataract surgery needs to be done. And season, of course, has no bearing on doing cataract surgeries. Otherwise, all those living in South India and all those living near the equator would have been blind. So
Right.
there are no winter seasons there, but people do undergo cataract surgery.
So when you use the word cataract, it is like one of those words that we hear so much in the medical jargon around us. But if you were to ask a layperson to define what a cataract is, one would not be able to define what it is. So if in layperson's term, you could tell us what exactly is a cataract.
So there is a normal lens inside the eye which is naturally present, and it is transparent. So it allows for light which is coming into the eye to fall on the retina, which is actually responsible for how much we are seeing. So when this cataract starts losing its transparency, the amount of light which is entering in the eye starts decreasing.
Right,
It is blocked. So less amount of light is falling on the retina and we are able to see less.
right,
So this non-transparent lens is then removed, and again a transparent lens is placed in its position to restore the normal vision again.
right. Previously, when you were talking about children, you spoke about exercise and how it's possible to fix many problems at that age. But do exercises also help adults?
On the contrary, a lot of people who have glasses and are not using them, sometimes they exert or stress their eyes so much in exercising that they actually develop a power.
Oh,
So over of anything is bad. So you need to be adequately corrected if you have power, and no, exercise really doesn't help. If you have a weak eye muscle, is when exercise is going to help that muscle. Otherwise, eye is not a thing. Like you have to exercise to have good biceps because you're actually not using it. I don't think there is anybody other than who's just lying down straight who's not using their eyes. Constantly you're looking here and there to be using your eyes, and that is exercise enough. Unless there is a weakness of a particular muscle, no, eye exercise really doesn't help. Other than making you feel good, absolutely.
right, right. Let us address some of the myths. One which we love doing is as soon as we wake up, we need to splash our eyes with water so that we feel nice and clean. To be done or not to be done?
Well, according to me, no. And how I explain it is um, the eye has been provided with a natural sweeping action throughout the day, and that is our lids. So our eyelids are continuously blinking. And why we blink is because we can layer the eyes with fresh tears. Okay. So there is a constant pocha going on the surface of the eye, new tears being produced, and 12 to 13 times a minute is what a normal person blinks. So 12 to 13 times a minute, the eye is being cleaned. And no splashing of water is going to clean the eyes better than that. We purify the water that we drink. We don't know what we are splashing into the eyes. There are lots of infection which occur, especially in stored water from the tanks.
Right,
So it is not a very healthy condition unless, of course, something has fallen into the eye. Everybody doesn't have eye drops at on hand. So that is the time when splashing has to be done. But as regular practice, no, it is absolutely not required. Absolutely not. When we are splashing water into the eyes, there are a lot of natural antibiotics which are secreted from the body into the tears. We are actually washing them away.
right,
So
right.
it is not bad at all.
I think another great Indian love is rose water for the eyes. Yes or no?
No idea. I don't know how that water is being prepared, whether there is actually rose and water in that or it is actually chemicals. But nothing is required. All these things are naturally present. If you really need to coolly feel a sensation, if you want that your eyes stay in that feeling of coolness, you just place some um, cold some cloth which is dipped in cold water and place it over your eyes. That will give you an equal effect rather than putting something in your eyes.
Right. What are the other myths that Indians nurse regarding eyes? For instance, does eating a lot of carrot give us vision which is going to last a lifetime?
No, no, no. Eating a lot of carrot and vitamin A can actually eating a lot of vitamin A tablets can actually cause hypervitaminosis and lead to a lot of diseases.
Ah,
So unless you have a deficiency of any particular vitamin, you don't require to take supplements. The normal food around us is enough to keep us healthy. So supplements are required only when you have a deficiency of that particular mineral element or nutrient.
so there is no supplement that you would prescribe for the eye.
Yeah.
Any?
And
Sorry.
if you have a vitamin A deficiency, that is children who have night blindness, they are usually sick children. It is not very commonly seen nowadays because even uh, the milk that is available as feed for children is all fortified with vitamins. So
Right.
unless the child is very sick, it is very difficult. It is very rarely seen now vitamin A deficiency. And if there is deficiency, then oral doesn't help. You have to give injectables. So that's a very small subgroup of patients who are actually now deficient in vitamins.
New cosmetic procedures now also include enhancing your eyelashes by gluing a fresh layer of eyelashes above your naturally occurring ones. Would that pose a danger to the eye per se?
No, unless they are actually damaging the surface of the eye, no. But
Okay,
they have to be done properly because uh, lid there are a lot of glands available or which are there on the lids which secrete some oil, some essential oils which are required for proper tears layering the eyes. So
right.
just care has to be taken not to damage those.
What would your top tips be to maintain eye health and keep them in the best of shape for as long as possible?
Well, keep using your eyes as much as possible. Do not rest it. Uh, do not overdo things. Like if you're having problems using the screen, just avoid it for some time. Any problems, you just skirt around it. Okay. And for people who are using the screen for longer time, the simple solution is for a 20/20 vision. Every 20 minutes, for 20 seconds, just either close your eyes or focus at a distance. Change your focus. Do not keep looking at the screen for a very long time.
Right.
Another thing is remember to blink. A lot of people forget to blink, especially when they're engrossed in something. That leads to a lot of dryness. So then you start using lot of pharmaceutical products. So just remember to keep blinking and do not delay uh, treatment of any problem when it comes to the eyes. A lot of people. I was just analyzing my OPD over the past month. For people who have some problem in the eyes, simple problems like conjunctivitis, okay, they would first go to the chemist, to the
Right.
medical store to take eye drops. And I treat a lot of eye infections, being a cornea specialist. 60 to 70% of my patients, and I'm not talking about rural patients who do not have access to a doctor, urban patients would have first used medication from a chemist. And then when it doesn't resolve, they come. 70%. So a lot of them lose their eyes.
And this is
So
steroids and antibiotics that they are being given by a chemist, right?
yes, yes. So steroids damage the eyes in infection, and antibiotics, even if they are not damaging, they are actually posing a great big health hazard because people who would actually require those antibiotics would face resistance. So
Right.
then we have to have newer antibiotic, newer research being done, and thereby escalating the cost of medical treatment manyfold. So the injudicious use of antibiotics is a very, very big problem in our country.
Right, right. Any other tips, Dr. Kamboj, before we wrap up?
At the age of the last, I would say, is at the age of 40 years, when everybody would require glasses for reading glasses, please visit an ophthalmologist because there are a lot many diseases which can be detected at that time.
Right.
For your normal glasses, you can go and visit an optometrist, glass shop. They do very good refractions. But at least once in 5 years or once in 2 years, do make it a point to visit your ophthalmologist, because a lot many diseases can be detected and treated early, nipping them in the bud.
And just to clarify, these are diseases which are not of the eye, but of the body in general.
Of the eye as well as of the body. So
Right,
both
right,
can be
right.
detected and treated.